got three letters for you. Hey, Jeep. WTF. What is going on, All Terrain Nation? On today's show, we're going to take a look at something that may, if you're looking to buy a new Wrangler, you might be going, hey, where's all my choices? So you might want to stick around for this one. So let's get into this right now. If you're new to my channel, my name is David Boyd. I'm an auto journalist here on YouTube, and I love all things off-road. I own a Jeep right now. I own a Bronco right now. We've owned several different Nissans over the years. We love the off-road platforms, and we try to experiment with all of them that we can. And this kind of caught my attention. I've been waiting. I kind of thinking about this, and this is going to be a little rambly because this is a WTF, and you guys know this is where I speak from the heart. So I want to get into this, and you're probably thinking, Dave, we're about 40 minutes or 40 seconds in, and get to the point. So let's get to the point. So it came out today that or I think it might have been yesterday, that the Jeep brand has you might be going to your dealership, and if you're in one of these states, you might not have the selection that you once thought you had, and it might boggle your mind. So let's bring this up. This is from Automotive News, and I will put a link to their article, and it's a paywall. So as a journalist, I have to pay for their website, and we'll talk about it, but I will put the link below. So the article reads, Stellantis stops stocking gasoline vehicles in 14 states. And you might be going, what? WTF? What is going on? Why would they stop doing this? And it all has to do with California. States want to deal with California. They want to trade back and forth with California as a state. Well, California requires you to follow some of their rules, and they have their own CARB rules that back in the 60s and 70s really pushed emissions to where they are today. But now they're starting to get a little bit more nitpicky. And with EV coming in, we all know that EV is probably our future, unfortunately, or whether you like it or not, you may like it. And that's awesome if you do. But we're being forced into this pretty rapidly. And this, I think, caught people off guard because, all the manufacturers now have a plan by 2030, 35. They all have this plan of, hey, we want to be, completely emissions free by then. And well, to do that, you got to get here, right? And you've got to stop selling gasoline powered vehicles, and you're going to have to start going with hybrid technology or complete EVs. And we do know that Jeep has their Recon coming, which is another little off-road SUV that is fully EV, which is pretty interesting to me. Right now, we're taking a look at the Wrangler because, this is not going to just affect Wrangler. I think you're going to see Gladiator have some issues with this, and if they don't come up with a hybrid version of the Gladiator, its days are probably numbered. But let's look at this, and I want to show you the states once again. We'll just hit the high points of this. California Air Resource Board that exceeds nationwide standards. All the rules don't require automakers to sell a certain percentage of zero emission vehicles until 2026. Stellantis said, "Hey, we're just going to go ahead and start abiding by that." It has stopped shipping internal combustion models to dealerships in those 14 states. And the 14 states you can see here, I'm not going to name off every one of them, but we got California. There's the West Coast, and then there's the Upper East Coast. And whether your politics are in line with any of those, I don't care, honestly. But those are the ones that usually kind of push, the rest of the Americas to have to deal with. And it looks like I remember reading Virginia was a big one. This was a couple, I want to say about a year ago. This came up, and nobody really talked about this, that Virginia wants to deal with California and do trade back and forth. And California said, hey, you're going to have to deal with our standards for things. And well, now we're going to get here. So if you see your little state in green, guess what? Right now, they're going to start selling gasoline-powered vehicles in your state. But that does not mean you cannot get one. You just have to order it. So you kind of got to be one of those people that are, during the pandemic, we've kind of gotten used to order vehicles. So I don't think it's a big deal. But you're not going to go to your dealership and just go right home and drive your vehicle and then, just test it and drive it and take it home like we're kind of used to as Americans. You're going to have to wait. And well, I know a lot of those people that like the Jeep 392, the big bad boy V8, you're kind of like, okay, I have to wait for that anyways. But if you want just a basic Wrangler with that little 2-liter 4-cylinder in it or that V6 engine, you're going to have to wait a little bit. And I want to get into this, and I want to show you guys, this is the Jeep's website. This is the current lineup for their gasoline powered. And we're going to look at a couple prices on this because I think it is relevant. So right now, if you want a gasoline-powered sport, you're looking at $35,895. If you want the bad boy Rubicon, which is the kind of the king platform of off-road, you're going to have to go at $49,990. Well, I just did a build and price on one of these Rubicons, and I think I was about $65,000, somewhere in that price range for one of those bad boys. And that may, that seems scary already. The idea that you could pay $60,000 for a little kind of a toy hobby car. I know people daily drive these things and they love them. I love mine. But that's getting pricey up there for the capabilities of your normal use vehicle. You don't have a lot of storage in this. And once again, $88,000 to get you that badass V8, and you want all the rumblies. And then you got the luxury packages to this too. But what I want to show you is this right here. Now, this is Jeep has their own 4xe page now, which I actually find to be pretty cool. So if you're a customer looking for that, there's no confusion. You don't have to go through their list of gasoline powered. You just go to the link for this, and you can find it. But what is shocking to me is the price difference. So we were at $35,000 for a Sport. Now we're at $49,995. If you want that basic Rubicon, you're at $61,000. Now, once again, let's look. Sport 35,000, Rubicon basically 50,000. That's with no options. We're taking what their website's showing us. Obviously you can buy options to this, and if you're ordering a vehicle, you get it exactly how you want. I definitely say do that. But a Rubicon now is $61,000 for roughly, what is it, roughly 40 miles of pure electricity on the road, weather depending. That's like nearly the perfect conditions to do that. And I may be off on the EV mileage, so please don't hold me to that. I know our friends over at TFL, they had a 4xe Rubicon, and they tried to use it off-road, and I think they got 8 miles of pure off-road capability before it had to jump onto the gasoline engine. And if you want a Jeep, I know there's probably 70% of the market for Jeep just buy them because they want the off-road capability, but they don't ever plan to use it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we're jumping up in price so rapidly already with the gasoline powered vehicles, and the EVs are following along. The hybrid system in these things is just following right along. And you're getting at $60,000 to $70,000. And look at the Rubicon X down here. If you want a really plush one, you're at $70,000 before any options to get maybe your dream vehicle. I remember $100,000 vehicles like being just untouchable as a kid. Granted, I'm pretty old now, but we're getting there. $100,000 vehicles. My first house was $70,000. This is getting nuts, and I think the fact that these states are kind of pushing customers into, oh, you're going to have this technology if you want to go to your dealership and buy it. Well, guess what? You're also going to have to pay the piper, man, if you want that. Now, there are some credits. I will say this. There generally are some credits, which is a lot of times why these are overly priced, because the battery packs can be expensive, but past that, there's no more cost to build these things than a normal Jeep. So I think what they do, all the manufacturers like to bump it up the, what is it, $7,500 tax credit. So you start seeing that bumped into it, and then you're like, okay, maybe that $60,000 is now okay. We're starting to get close in line, but how long do those credits last? With each administration, they seem to want to play with your emotions on whether you get that credit or not. And, well, we're at a WTF here. So in the comments below, I'm curious, does this affect you? Are you in one of these states that might actually this affect your ability to go choose something on a lot that you want? Or are you like, Dave, I'm used to ordering a vehicle now. I'm just going to order what I want. And how long do you guys think this is going to last? Because we're only 6 years from 2030. And that's when some of these companies are mandating, they want 50 to 60% of their whole combined deal to be EV. And I think by 35, they want 100%. So if you got a dream vehicle, you got the funds, you may want to jump into it right now. So whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, or these EV Jeeps, I guess we're being forced to drive or to choose to drive. This has been your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, and we're out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.